It's time for today's race at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache here in Sao Paulo. And as any of the 80,000 capacity crowd will tell you, this is going to be a fantastic race. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. It's the owner-driver then in pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen, Stroll, Ocon, Gasly, Sargent, Sainz, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Button, Zhou, Albon, Bottas, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, and Fernando Alonso rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And joining me once again in the commentary box today...
Hello everybody, and welcome back to my F1 23 Equal Car Championship. This is round 8, the Brazilian Grand Prix feature race. This should be good. We're starting from pole, and yeah, that's a great place for us to start from. One thing I am going to do though is do my medium stint first and run that long. So let's go for 26 and then 13, 14. Hang on, let's do... No, hang on, I'm trying to work out my strategy here. If we go 18, we might even be able to eliminate that altogether. So let's take that out. No, hang on. Trying to work out the strategy here. This is all going wrong. Let's run that tyre for, let's say, 33 laps and eliminate that stop. So if we go back to stint 1, we run that for 34, let's say 34 laps. And then stint 2 is 19 on the softs and then 18 on the softs. We're going to try a two-stop strategy here. There is plenty to discuss, including some thoughts on the Chinese Grand Prix, which I will share with you once we get into the race. But for now, I think we should start said race. So let's get this underway. The Brazilian Grand Prix, we are starting from pole. How is this going to go? And we are underway here in Brazil. It's a good start, but Russell is away quite well as well. He's down the inside. Is he going to lead into turn 1? No, he's not, because we've got that lead. Although we've gone quite deep. And Russell, look at Russell making the moves there. Russell into the lead. We're down into second place. Leclerc is next. I'm going to try and get Russell back here. We're going to go down the inside. Are we even going to make the corner? No, we are not. Drama here in Sao Paulo as we are down to third from pole. And that is not the start we wanted as we now head to the technical part of the circuit. Oh dear, that is not the start I was hoping for. We're down to third. I was going to try and lead into the first corner. Russell made a great move, and then I was trying to get back at Russell, and then well, we outbraked ourselves entirely, forgetting how heavy the fuel feels with 100% race distance fuel in it, and that is a disaster of a start. Russell leads, Leclerc second up the hill. We are in third place, but this is a good position to be in moving forward, so not the end of the world, and we're still ahead of our championship rivals at this point. And Perez naturally is holding everything up on hard tyres. So lap 1 completed. Russell, Leclerc getting a bit wobbly out of the centre S. We might have a chance down the back straight here. We're going to have a real chance down the back straight here. We've got to run on Charles Leclerc. Going to try and go to the outside. Leclerc's covered. Trying the old switcheroo, but it doesn't work. Leclerc having that one completely covered. Another cheeky look, but that's not going to work, and we got momentum here. I dare not risk my favourite overtake there, because again, I don't trust that I won't outbrake myself. But look how much Perez is losing, having started on the hard tyres. I do not understand that strategy and why Checo has gone that way, but it is whatever. So, end of lap 2 out of 71. Long race ahead of us. And we don't really need to take any risks at this stage. And then once we settle into the race, I will get discussing a number of things that I want to discuss, including thoughts about the Chinese Grand Prix, the actual Chinese Grand Prix, which just took place. I'm having a look at Leclerc there, but there's no way through there. Ooh, a little bit sideways out on the centre S, that's not good. As we now head back down the straight again, Lando Norris is right there, but we're still pulling very clear of Sergio Perez, who's just been passed by Lewis Hamilton, who is one of the championship contenders. So that's going to be a bit of motivation to get a move on here. If nothing else, that. Trying to get a bit closer to Leclerc here. Again, we can just stay put for a few laps here. There's no real need to charge and make any rash overtaking moves. We're in a good spot here. We're currently sat in P3. I believe I am quicker than the two in front of me, so I don't want to take a risk. I just want to sit where I am for the time being and see how the race develops. It should come to me, because like I said, we're doing one less pit stop than everybody, and we're pitting in on lap 33 should the tyres go that far. And in fact, Charles Leclerc sets the fastest lap of the race. That was very late braking into the F's there, and Leclerc's getting closer to Russell, and I feel like that could be my way through. If Leclerc overtakes Russell, that's my way into the lead of this Grand Prix. But for now, I'm happy to just sit back and observe. We've pulled a bit further clear of Norris, who's pulled a bit further clear of Hamilton, and I don't know where Perez is at this point. He's falling down the field. I don't know if he's going to go long or if he's going to abandon that strategy and then decide, actually, that's not worked for me, I'm in. And in fact, I think Verstappen has got past him, so that's that for now. Meanwhile, we are having a little look at the front two. They seem quite static now. Leclerc was closer to Russell a while ago, but he's now not particularly close. And I wonder if Leclerc is not quite as quick on the tyres as Russell is. That's a wake-up call for everybody though. Verstappen has just let the fastest lap of the race, and in fact is giving Hamilton the once-over when Hamilton's had a go. And look, there's Leclerc having a look at the race lead. Leclerc, I should remind you guys, he's had a pretty lacklustre season in this Equal Car Championship so far. It's really not gone well for him. So Leclerc really will be hoping that it starts going better. And look at this. Now we're starting to have the advantage on these two. And it's just a matter of when over if. But at the moment, Russell definitely holding this up. And we are pretty much stuck in a little bit of a train that Russell is leading. And Lando Norris is making his way up to us now. But again, no need to take any unnecessary risks at this stage. It's still early, but we might have a run at Leclerc here. In fact, I think we have got a run at Leclerc here. This is going to be a good chance to do it, although we've run out of overtake. Leclerc's covering, we're on the outside. Can we go for it here? No. I mean, I think I broke a little bit early then. I could have taken a bit of a chance, but if I'd have broke any later, I'm not sure I'd have made the corner. So Leclerc covering that nicely for now, but I feel like it is a matter of when over if we get past these two. Verstappen is closing in on Norris. He's brought that gap right down. Russell really seems to be struggling on the tyres at this point. And I don't know if Leclerc just hasn't had a look because he doesn't have the pace, or if that Mercedes just has an advantage coming out of the corners. But it's going towards the corners and going through this section that Leclerc is closer. But look at it now, as soon as we get to a faster corner, Russell just easily getting away from the Ferrari, and that's a bit of a slide there. Are we close enough to have a run at Leclerc again? No. This time he's just a bit further ahead of us, and in fact, if anything, he might have a look at Russell down the back straight here. Carrying on in third place. Verstappen's closing in again. Verstappen is on the move here. So this is going to get interesting if we don't make moves soon. Leclerc having another look at Russell that doesn't amount to anything. And this is moving us closer. Oh, that's not the circuit, Joe. Try that one again, but just don't leave the circuit. So I kind of want to talk about the things I want to talk about, but at the moment, the battle up front is quite intense, although I've lost a bit of time to it there. And I don't want to leave it too long and end up starting to lose time from these two. But look at it, I'm right there. I don't know if the pace is necessarily quicker than Verstappen, but it's there, and I think we've actually got a better run on Leclerc again this time, so we might have another go for P2, but I think we're still not quite that close for a run. But look how much closer we're getting. Leclerc, oh, he's urging for a go on Russell. He really is, and I think it's going to be sooner than later he has a go. And I'm waiting for him to have a go because that's going to be when I make my move. So Leclerc, he's getting ready for it this time. He's much closer to Russell. Russell goes to cover. Leclerc to the inside. This is it. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Leclerc to the inside of Russell. And Charles Leclerc is the new race leader here in Brazil. And I don't want to waste time here. Leclerc goes a bit wide. I'm on the outside of Russell here. Russell's... Oh, I've gone a bit deep. I'm trying to go around the outside. I'm still trying to get back at Russell, but we don't quite get it. But we have a new race leader here, and it's the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. So he has made his way into the lead, and you know what? I think it's the first time this season we've seen the Ferrari in the lead, and look at how much he's pulling out of Russell, but Russell might find he gains back on him here. It all depends on how well Leclerc can get clear through the next few laps. At the moment, it's Leclerc, Russell, myself. I'm a little bit held up in this train here. Okay, oh, I broke late. We're going to try and go down the inside of Russell. Do we make it work? Yes, we do. That's a great move down the inside. A very late dive bomb, but we get past Russell. And that, I felt good about that one. I felt very good about that one. That's a dive bomb and a half. And now we're up into P2, chasing down Charles Leclerc, if we can. Well, within the DRS of the Ferrari, so there's no reason we shouldn't be able to. I'm really trying to hunt this Ferrari down. 9/10 is the gap for now, but we're clear of Russell. Oh, that's a bit of wheel spin out of the corner though. And that might drop us out of DRS range. It does. Whoa! On the grass there as well. So, not having so much fun of it this lap. But you know what? I'm still proud of the move I made on Russell. But Russell might come back at me here. This battle certainly isn't over yet. Russell is going to be on me here. I'm going to cover the inside. Russell's coming back down the outside of the Center S. Is he going to get it done? We've got the inside. Russell has space. Russell has space, but we just hold on to P2. This is great racing here at Brazil. But now Russell's going to come back at me down the straight. And look at that behind. That is a terrifying sight. 3 cars all going for it. And I think Norris got ahead of Russell there, but Verstappen has still got to wait his turn. And we're going to try and get clear of Norris and get back towards Leclerc, as that's where we should be. Oh, that was sideways. So I'm starting to struggle a little bit in that section of the circuit, and I don't know why. What's my tyre wear at? Tyres are fine, so I don't understand that, but we are having a wee bit of a struggle there. It's lap 10 out of 71, long race to go yet, and Leclerc has just built a little bit of a lead out front, and Verstappen's got to get past Russell and Norris. But I think Verstappen is taking care of Russell as we speak, and I'm going to try and take care of Leclerc. We're on lap 11 now out of 71, and Verstappen moves up to 4th. So Max is on the move here. And as we do have a few quiet moments in this race, I think now is as good a time as any to discuss the Chinese Grand Prix and my thoughts on it. Well, I mean, it was a bit of a snoozer, wasn't it? But there was a lot of great battles on track, and a good strategic battle as well. I'll say Leclerc and Norris really made their strategies work, and as a result deserved their respective results, with Leclerc coming 4th and Norris coming 2nd. And he has a bit of a habit of getting that P2, does Norris. And you got to think with Lando, his first win, it's coming. It's coming, you know, it's definitely on the horizon. But I feel like it is, with things the way they are in F1 at the moment, with Max dominance just seemingly unbreakable, and the level that Max is performing at, you kind of got to hope for a bit of luck if you're rooting for a first win for Lando. I do think it's coming, and I do think Lando fully deserves the first win, of which I have no question. But I think that it's going to be a matter of Lando having a lucky day for that to happen. I don't think it's going to be a case of McLaren outperforming Red Bull just yet. As much as you know, we all hope for someone to close the gap to Red Bull, I just don't think that in the immediate future it's going to happen, because the engineering genius of Adrian Newey, well, it doesn't really need saying. We all know that Newey is a genius of one of the highest orders, and has been in F1 for a very long time now. Every F1 car and team he touches turns to gold. So, you know, you got to respect the engineering front on that. And obviously, it goes without saying, Max Verstappen is an absolute phenomenal talent. You'd be foolish to deny it. You'd be foolish to say otherwise, because it's true. Verstappen is a phenomenal talent. But with that, obviously, comes with the domination that Verstappen has had. And what's the comment in the chat? Can't wait to see Lando win and Charles win again. As a Leclerc fan, I fully root for that. Yes, I cannot wait to see Leclerc win again myself. And I know, again, like with the Lando win, it's a matter of time. But I think there's going to need to be a little bit of luck thrown into play here, because it's not going to happen without the luck. And it's just a fact. Verstappen is on another level compared to the rest of the grid at the moment, and he's performing at a completely different level to everyone. So no discredit to him at all. In fact, more you know, more for him there. Verstappen is doing an absolutely phenomenal job, and he is probably, in my mind, one of the most unbeatable drivers we've ever seen, and I think has the potential to be one of the all-time greats. I wouldn't say he's quite there yet, but he's on his way to doing it, and what he's achieving is downright incredible. But I do think Lando's first win is definitely on the way, and I think when other teams catch up, because inevitably they will, you know, every dominance in Formula 1 always ends. It doesn't matter who the driver is, it always ends. And when the Red Bull run of dominance ends, I look forward to seeing a very competitive field, especially when you have the likes of Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Piastri, and potentially, obviously, Kimi Antonelli joining the grid in the next few years. And I'm just going by his results on paper in other junior series, not in F2 at the moment, because in F2, I don't think Antonelli is quite cutting the mustard just yet, but I think that given the stats he has for him, I think we haven't seen fully what Antonelli can do. Right, here we go then. This is a run on Charles Leclerc for the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And Leclerc, I think his tyres have absolutely gone because we've taken the lead. No, we haven't. Leclerc down the inside still, holding out, and we've gone deep, and Leclerc retakes the lead. I thought that was a done move then, but no, that move is not done, and we're going to have to try again. Meanwhile, Verstappen has now moved up into fourth place, and is having a go at Lando Norris, but that move isn't quite on yet. But those two are just beginning to battle, and we now need to rethink a little bit how we go after Leclerc. But look how wobbly he is. Those tyres are just not working for him anymore. It doesn't matter how you dress it up, they're just not. So I think, again, a move into the Senna S is fairly inevitable, but Leclerc doing in this race a really nice job. But I think we're about to just outdo him here, because once again we're approaching the Senna S. We're going to have a run up the hill out of Yungsao, and we're very close. So here we go. I think this is it. We got another run on the Ferrari driver. Can Leclerc hold us off? He's going to defend the inside. We're moving to the outside here. And Leclerc, wow. Oh, what are you doing, Charles? What are you doing? What was that? He nearly took my front wing off. Okay, this is how we're racing, is it? This is how we're racing. Fine, I'll remember that next lap as I've gone off the circuit. Wow, that was close. I was trying to go around the outside of him, but he made it clear that he was having none of it. None of it. But look at, again, just look how close we get here. That Ferrari is not enjoying those tyres. And I think it is a matter of when over if now that we get past him. But that was some defence there, wasn't it? Right, lap 16 coming to an end of this Brazilian Grand Prix. We're about a quarter of the way through, and we're a little bit further back from Leclerc this time, so I don't think a move into the Senna S is going to be happening, nor is there a potential to have a run, but I think we might have a run down the back of the circuit. Are we going to be close enough here? I mean, I could have had a dive bomb up the inside, but I didn't fancy it. Instead, we're going to try and see how close we are out through here and give it a run out of 4, but we're not close enough, and Leclerc has that one covered. We could dive up the inside, but it just wouldn't happen, so a bit of a stalemate on that lap. But this battle really got interesting, and I would like to carry on my thoughts on the Chinese Grand Prix, but there's no time to do it here. Right, I'm fancying this overtake down the inside. Have we got him? I don't know. I'm going to have to give him some space here. We're on the outside. Where is Leclerc? Where is he? I can't see him. He's going around the outside again. I really can't see him, and I don't want to hit him, but we have actually got past. We're now in the lead of this Brazilian Grand Prix, having passed Leclerc. Wow, that battle got intense, didn't it? But we're now in the race lead, and Leclerc is coming back at us. So is he going to have a go into the Senna S? I don't think he's close enough. And in fact, Leclerc pits. Okay, so their strategy now gets underway. We're going to carry on with our strategy. We've got quite a way to go yet on this tyre, but I'm trusting in this strategy. And now we've got some clear laps. I feel like this will work for us again. So we've got some clear track. Let's now discuss more about the Chinese Grand Prix and thoughts on F1 at the moment. So yeah, like I said, Lando Norris has got a habit of getting those P2s, and the first win is coming. I think it's just gonna, if it's gonna happen this or next season, it might require a bit of luck, because I can't see anybody catching Red Bull, and at least until we get the regulation change in 26, unless somebody does a phenomenal job over this winter. But at the moment, that's the way of F1. Max is just dominating. He's performing on another level, so is Red Bull. Yeah, solid race for Leclerc as well, making that strategy work. And what is interesting is everybody that was insisting that Sainz is the better driver in Ferrari, all gone a bit quiet now, haven't you? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say Sainz is a bad driver. He's not. He is one of the best on the grid, and I still believe that he deserves a seat in F1. And I hope he gets a good seat next season, because it's nice to see Carlos racing at the front. He is a deserving driver. But if we're going to speak of other drivers, it's time to have a discussion about a driver named Lance Stroll. This is a discussion that's been happening for a while, and I think it needs to be had again, because this is a difficult thing, because a lot of people blame him for what happened in Shanghai. I personally think that Ricciardo and Stroll both had an element of blame in that racing incident, I'd say, but more leaning towards Stroll for not reacting in time to the situation. But there's a lot of talk about Lance Stroll, as there always is, about whether he's fit for F1. Now, I don't think Lance deserves half of the hate he gets, and I think he is a very, very capable driver. And on his day, he has proven what he can deliver. But here's the thing. Lance has absolutely no pressure to perform, because there's no backlash if he doesn't. He's more secure in that seat. That I don't have an analogy at this point, but he is very, very secure in that seat. It doesn't matter how well or how poor he does, Lance isn't losing that seat, because obviously, as we all know, Lawrence owns the Aston Martin team. His dad owns the team, and his dad isn't exactly going to throw Lance out. So you're not going to see any immediate changes there. But while that's going on, of course, Lance then has no pressure to perform. But is his lack of performance down to the non-existing pressure to perform? I mean, look at how Carlos Sainz is performing at the moment. He has pressure to perform because he's literally racing for his future in F1. And he's had an absolutely incredible start to the season. And without a doubt, would be higher up the table if he hadn't had to take a race out in Saudi because of his appendicitis. But we're going to flip side this now. We're going to flip side it and go back to Stroll, where Sainz has that pressure to perform. Stroll has none of it. So is that contributing? I think so. And because, again, how Sainz is doing, I think... Oh, God, that's not the corner. How Sainz is doing, I think, is reflective of the pressure he has to perform. And it is definitely worth a few extra attempts, that pressure. But if Lance never has it, how is he going to get better? You know, it's not like he has the team saying, oh, you really need to step it up or you're gone. Because that would be an empty threat. Lance has strong results in junior racing, so on paper, it's there, you know, the potential for Lance Stroll is there. And some of the grids he beat in junior Formula include a grid that has George Russell on it, so you can't really say Stroll is a slouch, but where he's not had pressure to perform in F1, that doesn't do him any favours, because, again, there's no threat of him losing his seat. But I do think when it comes to the court of public opinion, it's another matter. And I do think Lance does need to start. It's basically now or never. I think he really needs to start proving himself and proving what he's got again, because there's a lot of young up-and-comers going through the ranks at the moment, as there always is. But there's a problem at the moment with how the feeder series ladder is working, in that the most recent F2 champions, the last 3 of them, all got benched for at least a season and potentially more. That to me shows and exposes the issue with the ladder. Okay, and I'm going to come back to that in a second. Now, Stroll is obviously occupying one of those seats. But former F2 champion Felipe Drugovich, I feel, deserves a shot in F1. Do I feel he deserves it over Lance? With the way Lance is performing and can sometimes perform, yes, I do. But that's not because I think Lance is bad. I just think that there are drivers out there that deserve a shot at F1, and I think where Stroll has talent, yes, maybe F1 isn't the appropriate discipline for him. Maybe he would do better in, say, IndyCar. There's a lot of drivers in IndyCar, and I know a lot of fans suggest that it's for failed F1 drivers, but the IndyCar series, I'll be honest, is such a great series to watch. It's so enjoyable, and it's so competitive. At the moment, the most recent race in Long Beach, for example, finished with the top 5 all within about 3 seconds of each other. Now that's crazy when you think about it. When was the last time that happened in F1 without a safety car finish or a restart right near the end of the race? Name me one time that's happened. The last time that happened, because I can't remember. So it shows how competitive that series is, and maybe, I don't know, I feel maybe Lance could be better suited to racing out there in America. And I think maybe out there he could thrive. Is he talented enough for an F1 seat? Absolutely. But again, there's not enough F1 seats to go around, and if a driver isn't performing, the ultimate reality of F1 is you are only ever as good as your last race. Speaking of F1 seats, I'd dearly love to see Liam Lawson get his shot soon. I feel like... Hang on, quick pause, because my phone's been knocked and I can't see the comments. But I feel like Liam Lawson was done dirty in that he'd subbed in after Daniel Ricciardo broke his wrist, and he did an exceptional job. He brought home some points as well, but he didn't get a seat for this season. And I just feel like that wasn't fair. Lawson really showed strong potential in those races. But again, when you're in a series, when the F2 champion in the last few seasons has been benched, again, that just shows and exposes that there are issues in the feeder series ladder that need addressing, especially when a driver can skip F3 and go straight to F2. Kimi Antonelli, I'm looking at you. So where are we in this race at the moment? It's lap 26 out of 71. We're about a third of the way through. Any other F1 thoughts I have? I'm just trying to think what else happened in that Chinese Grand Prix. It was great to see F1 back in China, wasn't it? It's been 5 years since they've been there, and the reception Zhou Guanyu got was so heartwarming. It's just a shame that he wasn't able to give them a point. And speaking of, Alpine definitely got close to points, didn't they? One more car and they would have made it, so Alpine are definitely starting to knock on the door for points now, and I reckon it, again, that's coming. Alpine's points is coming. But back to this race though, it's lap 26 coming to an end. We're about a third of the way through. And I'm just trying to nurse these tyres. We have got the leaders approaching us at a vast rate of knots because these tyres are past their best. I should assure everyone again and say, look, we are running one less stop in this race. But actually, I wonder if I took on the hards. Could we make a one-stop work? I think we could. I think we could make a one-stop work round here. And I think we're going to try it. I think we're going to try it. So on lap 27 at the moment. And the tyres are holding on nicely. So I think we're going to try a one-stop here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll try something different towards the end. But right now, we're definitely in a good position to make that work. But I think we do need to hold back Verstappen and Leclerc when they catch. And I'm going to try and stretch to lap 36. So if I can stretch to then, we have a better chance of making this one-stop work. Actually, no. I'll still pit lap 33. Because if these do 33 laps, the hards will do 39. But we got 6 laps till we pit yet. And Verstappen and Leclerc are catching us at a vast rate of knots. Leclerc doing an insane job there in P3. It's been his best race of this season in this alternative universe. And he's sitting pretty there, isn't he? He's not actually dropping back from Verstappen. He's really staying with him as we get into this section of the race. So, I don't know. Maybe there is still potential for Leclerc to get ahead of Max, and that would definitely help us in the championship. And speaking of helping us in the championship, the one driver there is no sight of in the top 5 at the moment is Lewis Hamilton, so that works for us. Where's Verstappen? He's 4.5 behind us. He is definitely catching us. And I think we are going to have a lap of trying to fight off the Red Bull here, but we shall see. We've got 5 laps before our pit stop yet. And that's when it gets interesting, because it then depends on what pace we have on the hards and whether we can make them last to the end of this Grand Prix. I know if we get a safety car, that will make things interesting and we might have to consider pitting in again, but if we get that safety car, I won't hesitate to pit. So it's a bit of a quiet race at the moment. It was very eventful at the beginning, and I think we're about to get a battle soon, because look at the rate Verstappen is closing in on us, and I'm at a stage of nursing these tyres at the moment. I wish I could see the fuel level, but there's a thing in the way at the moment, so that doesn't help. There you go, plus 1.63 laps, so we're not actually draining the car like we have been at some of the other circuits this season. Cough, cough, Qatar, cough. Cough, cough. So Verstappen's really closing in on us now, and I think we will have him with us in a couple of laps, and it's going to be difficult to hold him back. But I certainly will try. As we head on up the hill. Again, just a reminder that we are doing a one-stop in this race. I was going to try a two-stop, but I'm feeling more ambitious than that. I think we can make a one work here, and it would certainly save us time going into the pits, but it might mean things are interesting towards the end of this race. And it's going to be 3 laps till I pit. I'm just going to take a brief pause because I need a drink. I'm back with you guys. I do apologise for the pause. I did need a drink, but now I've had a drink, I'm all good. I just needed to sip from my water bottle. And there's no real good place to do it around this circuit because everywhere's a bend. Even the pit straight isn't even a straight. Right, Verstappen is now within a second and a half of us. So he's right with us now. This is where it starts getting interesting as we head into the middle stage of this Brazilian Grand Prix, because Verstappen is right there. I look back and I see him, and he's bringing the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc with him. And I think Leclerc will be a little disheartened because I'm going to be giving Verstappen a bit of DRS assistance very soon. There's Leclerc right behind Verstappen. Is Leclerc going to make his way through? Not right here, he's not. And now we have the fight of the Titans. Myself versus Verstappen.
A bit of grip loss in the tyres around now, so just be careful.
You think there's a bit of grip loss in the tyres? No, never noticed, mate. That's why I feel like I'm on ice, and I've got Verstappen approaching me at a vast rate of knots. He's half a second behind me now. There he is, Leclerc right behind him. And it is a matter of when over if I think that Verstappen gets past. But I'm intending to make it very, very difficult for him as we head out of Yungsao. That's a good run I got out of there. I definitely got some good traction. And that will help us for now. But Verstappen is coming back. And I think it's not going to be so much here I need to worry.
Okay,
it's the next corner.
You're going to be on softs.
So we've managed to keep it here. But it's out of the centre S now that we've got to worry. And Verstappen does have a run. He is getting a run. I'm going to cover the inside. Verstappen's coming at me. And I think he's hit me. But he wasn't able to get through there, but he definitely made contact with me as I'd parked it on the middle. No way through there, Maxi boy. You're going to have to try a little bit harder than that. And now he's going to have to sit behind me while I struggle to navigate this area of the circuit. And in fact, I think he may have dealt himself a little bit of damage, but he's still fighting, isn't he? Max is not going to let this one go. This is going to get personal. And they've got to stop twice more. I've got to stop once more. Is there sense in fighting it? Probably not. But this is for pride here as we now go up the hill. And again, we've got a better exit. And that allows for us to just get that bit of a cushion on Verstappen. But again, it's not here that I got to worry. It's coming out of the next part here that the problem is, because Verstappen will get a run down this straight. And actually, oh, that's terrible out of there. That's really going to allow Verstappen to go. Here we go again. We're out of overtake. Here comes Max Verstappen. And we're going to cover the inside again. And Max doesn't really go for it, but we've gone deep. That's going to allow Max an opportunity, isn't it? He's going to try the outside here. That move cannot work. That really cannot work. Max goes wide. And he really tried for it there, but it just cannot happen. So Verstappen getting held up now. And this is serious. And Max is really getting backed up into Leclerc here. But I'm going one more lap and then I'm pitting on for hard tyres. The longer I can hold on to these, the less bad the hards will feel at the end. So out the corner, getting that run. That's not worked this time. Verstappen's right there. So this hasn't quite worked. And Max is going to have a go. He's going to have a go into the centre S. Forced him tight. But he's got down the inside. We're going to go to the outside. We've tapped Verstappen. I'm round the outside. I'm still there. And Verstappen's forced force wide. Leclerc is now going to go side by side with him, and we force our way to stay ahead of Max. That was brilliant. Oh, that was great. I'm thoroughly proud of that one. Great racing there to keep myself ahead of Max. And look, Leclerc and Verstappen is still side by side. Leclerc is giving it everything here. I think he really wants this win. And this is the kind of racing we might see later on in the race. But first things first, let's get these tyres off and get some good tyres on. So we've managed really well here because we've kept ourselves ahead. Oh, this car does not feel nice anymore. We do not feel good anymore. I hope Leclerc hasn't dealt himself damage as I'm back Verstappen up all the more here. But this is surely time to pit, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Bring the car into the pits and make our one and only stop of this Brazilian Grand Prix. Give me these hard tyres. Let's take them to the end. That was quite cool.
Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go.
The front left was a bit slow off there, but here we go. We're resuming, and I think we should just be ahead of Button. Though if we're not, I might try and give some of the other guys a bit of a hard time and help out my teammate here, because I'm not racing these guys. In fact, yeah, here we go. We're back out in P12, going down the inside of Hulkenberg. Wow, that was brave. I'm not going to lie, I had to draw breath there. I thought I was going straight into the Haas, but no, we managed to make it work. And there's Jenson Button in P9. Now, I am thinking I can get past some of these and definitely give them a tough job moving forward. First things first, and let's get past Lance Stroll, move ahead of the Aston Martin, and then just hope that Button pits soon. I think Button won't be difficult there for us to get by, and I think we can do it in a way that doesn't cost him time. I'm hoping he comes into the pits actually, and he does just that, and he gives me a nice dose of DRS. Cheers, Jensen. Owe you one, buddy. Right, is that Leclerc and Verstappen coming out of the pits? I believe it is. This is going to get interesting, isn't it? They're on new soft tyres. I'm on hard tyres that are going to the end. And that is what the undercut round here is worth. So we're now leading the way by 1.4 seconds. But Verstappen is going to have much fresher tyres. We're catching up to Ocon now in P4. This would be the worst time for a red flag. I'm just saying. With how well the race has gone for us so far, this would be the worst time for it. And Verstappen is catching back up then, so we are going to have a bit of a fight on our hands here. This is to the end of the race for us. We are not pitting again, so we've got to try and make this work. Up the hill we go, and Verstappen is 9 tenths. 9 tenths behind now and gaining. Right, Ocon pits, Perez also in the pits, so we should resume the lead now. We set a fastest lap of the race just to reassert the position here, but Verstappen is coming at us. Verstappen not giving us a minute to breathe here as we are on these fresh hard tyres that we are taking to the end. They'll be pitting again at some point, and then it's just a case of how much can we hold on. It's going to be a difficult task to hold on, but I'm going to give it my best shot. It's just going to involve some looking after these tyres. However, if we get a safety car with something like 12 laps to go, I will pit under the safety car and just take the fresh tyres. Verstappen really coming at me here. He really wants this one, doesn't he? This is going to be an epic fight, I think. And now out of Yung Sao. Max will not get the run out of there. I use overtake, and that just helps me spread out a few temps, and that's going to keep Max very busy for now. He doesn't do it there, but look at that, fastest lap of 1:12.4, over half a second quicker than us. That is not the run I needed to have out of there at all. That's going to put Max right on the back of me here, and he's really on the back of me. This is going to be the biggest attempt he's made. I'm covering the inside, Max to the outside, braking later. Verstappen not quite making it work there. I run him out just a little bit wide and just show him the outside part of the circuit. He is not having it easy if he's coming past me. We are going to make him work for it here. And Verstappen currently in P2, and Leclerc has been brought right back into this battle. And look at Ricciardo sitting pretty in P4 there. Daniel Ricciardo doing an insane job there. Surely he's going to lose that soon, or he just hasn't had his second stop yet. Either way, how's he got there? Things in places they shouldn't be, part 2. Right, speaking of things in places they shouldn't be, Max is right behind me, and I really wish I could clear off, but that's not going to happen. Verstappen's coming back at me. It's not going to happen here. It's going to happen probably down this straight here. And again, I'm struggling, pushing so hard to get the run out. Here we go then. Max is coming back at me. Taking the middle of the circuit. He's going to have to do the outside again. And Max, braking a bit later this time. But again, not making it work. And we just managed to hold on here. But this is going to be a harsh battle. Ricciardo's lost position to Norris. And he's still running. So he has made an early stop, I guess. And made that work for him. So, I think fair play, Ricciardo. If your strategy is working that well for you, be interesting to see how this shakes out by the end of the Grand Prix. But at the moment, running in a solid top 5 place. Right, Verstappen is half a second behind me as we come into Yunsao again. Is he going to find a way past me this time? I don't think so. But it is getting very close. And again, it's not really about this corner here. It's about getting the run out of the Senna S. And at the moment, we're just about hanging on as Russell now gets past Daniel Ricciardo. And Verstappen is very close again. He's going to have a look down the inside. I don't think he's going to be close enough to have a go this time. So Verstappen is subdued for now. But this is crucial for these two, because if they want to finish ahead of me in this race, and they want the best chance to do it, they need to get clear of me right now. Otherwise, it just isn't happening for them. And it plays more into my hands, because then it's more time they need to catch when they make their third and final pit stop. So for now, this is really working a treat for me, in that they're not getting past me. And that's making it work. Out of Yunsao we go once again, up the hill. But it's on the overtake button there that I'm making that gain on Verstappen. And there's just not really anything he can do about it until he gets to this end of the straight. But by the time we get here, it's fizzled out. And I've got a decent run through here. And that's the best I've actually gone through there. But Verstappen, he's got to run. He's got to run. Where does he go? He's going for the outside. But again, I could just brake a little bit later. And Verstappen just not able to do anything with it once again. And Verstappen forced to that outside line. And we hold on again. Oh, that's not the way you want to go through that corner, though. Tapping the grass. I really thought we were going to go out wider than we did then. It's just lucky that I was able to hold on. But this is going to be an entertaining one all the way to the finish, I think. We're going to have the widest Formula 1 car in the business with through the course of the next 30 laps. Damn, these hard tyres just have no pace. But that overtake button really does clear us up the hill. And this time, Verstappen is further back. So it's going to be harder for him to make a run out of the center S. Especially as we're absolutely clear through there this time. So Max, no run for him this time, I don't think. And we can just hold the racing line. But that may not be necessarily a good thing, depending on how close he gets here. Which he doesn't, so we're fine for now. But second and third are both within a second of me here. And you just get the feeling that if one of them could get clear of me, they disappear down the road so fast. So it's a matter of just trying to hang on as we come up to the end of lap 42. It's a long race here. So I should say this is the last feature race that I'll be streaming for a week. I am not home for the next week. I will be away, so while I am away, obviously there will be no more of these feature races streamed. I will try and record. Oh my goodness me, right, I've got to stop talking about that for a second because we've got it very sideways, and this is Max's best chance now because I've made a mistake. Where do I go? I'm covering the inside. He's going to have to go for the outside again, and he's much closer this time. I've left the space, but again, was able just to run him out wide. Right, back to what I was talking about. So, yeah, I won't be streaming another feature race for another week or so. I will be away from home, but there will be another sprint race coming very soon. And then the feature race will be on Tuesday, the 26th of April. So mark that note down. A week from tomorrow will be the next feature race in this Equal Car Championship. There will be some more career mode videos coming out soon, so you won't be short of F1 content, but in terms of the Equal Car Championship, you'll have to wait a week for the next feature race. But I promise you, it'll be worth the wait because we'll be going into the final 5 races of this championship, and it's been a fun championship to do. It's been one of the more fun F1 contents I've made on this channel. I'm starting to get more and more sideways out of the center S every time. But yes, it will be returning next Tuesday, and you can catch that race. I will let you know what circuit that will be at the end, after the end of this race. So stay tuned till then to find out what race it will be. Amazingly, we're 44 laps into this race, and there hasn't been a single retirement, nor has there been a safety car. So that's an incredible feat in itself, that we haven't seen the safety car or a retirement yet. So, well, it's a bit surprising actually that we've seen neither. We've got 27 laps to go, and I think Verstappen is losing the advantage of the fresh tyres because he's not able to get as close to me as he was at one stage of this race, a few laps ago anyway. He was able to get to within a few tenths of me and then end up having a go, but he hasn't been able to do that in a couple of laps, so I feel we're pretty safe for now. I don't know if he's lost the advantage of those tyres, but right now it seems we're looking pretty good, although he's had a great run there. I don't believe he's going to have a look up the inside. I don't think we've got anything to worry about there. No, he is having a look up the inside. Max is sending it. Max is sending it, and he's still alongside. Side by side we're going to go. I'm ahead, Max. Don't try and fight this. We're now going to go wheel to wheel here. And there is contact, and Max has gone wide. We have made contact with Verstappen. Wide he goes. We've gone wide ourselves. And Leclerc is through. Charles Leclerc is through and into the lead of the race. And these tyres are starting to... I'm really not liking the feel of these tyres. But Leclerc is through. Wow, okay, that lap changed everything. I thought Verstappen was nowhere near me, and it turned out he was, and he was going for it. And now he's going to have another go up the hill because, unlike last time, he hasn't lost out. So I thought it was all calming down a bit. It's not. It's heating up. Verstappen's down to third, And now he's driving with rage, so he's really going to have an incentive to push this lap as I have another wobble out at the centre S, and that's just helping Leclerc build a lead. Verstappen is going to have another go here, surely. Is he going to go to the inside? No, I'm going to cover that, and I'm just going to park my car in the middle of the circuit. But wow, that was a dramatic lap, wasn't it? Verstappen tried to have a go here, no way through here, but I then went deep into the next corner, too busy watching Max, and Charles Leclerc has taken the lead in the Ferrari, and he's now trying to take off, and we are outside of DRS now. So Leclerc, well, I think he's going to take off and go. He's going to try and check out. I'm having doubts here about this strategy, you know. I don't think this is going to quite work out as well as I think, but I'm going to try and hold on. But Leclerc has gone now. Leclerc has fully checked out of DRS range. He's 1.1 ahead. And Verstappen is still right behind me. And I think there's going to be a lot of interesting Dutch words shouting down his helmet there as we try and use the centre S to close in on Leclerc. That's not happening. And if anything, Verstappen's getting close again. Is he close enough to have another run here? I don't think so. So I don't really feel under threat from Max at this point as we try and get closer back to Leclerc again. But I feel, I mean, he's still a second ahead, so it's not like he's pulled out that much. But if we can stay within him, just give him a bit of a hard time towards the end of this race, it'll help. Well, towards the end of his stint, it'll help. Verstappen's just a few tenths behind us now. Is Leclerc going to get himself out of range? He's actually not, you know. He's still within DRS range here. So it's all dependent on our run out of Yunsao, which is actually quite good. So Leclerc may come under threat again. We may be able to retake the lead here. But it's not going to be done here. It's going to be done.
The car ahead, well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race.
At the next part, which is just out of here. Have we got a run on Leclerc? I think we have. I think we got a run brewing. I think we have a run brewing here. We're not going to be close enough. We're not going to be close enough. Oh, that's not the circuit. Leclerc is just about half a second ahead here, and I'm pushing as hard as I dare to get back closer to him again and to have that lead back. Because I do believe as they approach the end of their soft stint, those tyres won't be feeling quite as great as they did, and we should be allowed a run again. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. I was talking about how we get closer to Leclerc again, but we made a mistake there, and that's allowing Leclerc to get further ahead. He has cleared DRS for it again. So now we're going to be dealing with Max one more time, but we'll have DRS again for the next part if we focus more on Leclerc than we do Max. And Max, don't do anything to break my focus, please. Just let us all work together here. And the DRS returns to me. But Max is going to go for it, isn't he? I just get the feeling he's going to go for it. Yep, down the inside he goes, but he's very tight. He's giving me a nudge, and he's going deep. We hold off Verstappen. And again, the Red Bull's coming back at me. Right, is he going to try the outside here? Nope, I'm not going to give him that opportunity to try it. We're going to block him off. And again, re-close in on Leclerc. But this is giving Verstappen a headache, and it's giving us a headache because I want to get in the fight for first. But the problem is I'm using my tyres and fighting him so hard here. And that means I'm going to run into trouble later. But I think we'll have enough of a gap that we might be able to make it work. I don't know how quick it will come down, but we could have a bit of a grandstand finish on in this Brazilian Grand Prix. Verstappen's taken damage, I think. I think Verstappen has taken damage there. Has he pulled into the pits? No, he hasn't. So I wonder if Max taken a little bit of a knock there. because he's 2 seconds down. I think that defensive move may have been just maybe a wee bit too aggressive, and that's cost Max a front wing. Back with Leclerc now. And I don't want to use my tyres passing him, so I think the best thing to do is try and bide my time, because I'm not pitting again, he is. Problem is, we're just quite quick. I mean, I went to defend and then Max went for a gap there that was just ceasing to exist and then gave me a little shove, so shouldn't have gone for that. That was a very aggressive defensive move by myself. And now Max is limping, but now here we go. We should be able to retake Charles Leclerc here. Are we going to have a go for it? I think we are going to have a go for it. He covers the inside. I'm going to go to the outside. And whoa, no, that was really badly wrong. We've hit a wall and we've lost our front wing. Drama here. We've got a safety car in Sao Paulo as I caused it and hit the wall. Oh, that is high drama to say the least. I've lost my front wing. That's forcing me to make another stop. Thankfully, the safety car has come out. But wow, that changes everything moving forward in this race now. I don't know why I didn't just try the escape road a bit further, but we nearly lost it under braking, and that is a case of a move that makes me go from hero to zero. But we have got a safety car. That's going to bunch everything up. Now, is Max going to repair that front wing? Because if he does, that brings him right back into it. And Leclerc, he's going to be thinking, what does he have to do to have a bit of luck here? Sorry, I was hearing some weird noises there coming from my flat. I don't know what's going on, but Verstappen's into the pits. We are now also into the pits, and this is going to be bedlam in the pit lane. Is anybody staying out? Leclerc is pitting. Is Verstappen changing his wing? That's going to be the crucial thing. We're in. Changing onto a set of soft tyres. We've definitely changed our wing. So Verstappen, I'm not sure what he's done. We've changed our wing though.
Go. That was a fantastic stop.
And that would to me indicate that Verstappen hasn't changed his wing. So he's going to be racing with damage till the end. But meanwhile, everybody has pitted, and that has put us down to P5. Gasly and Perez taking on softs. Now I wonder if they went on hard. Gasly and Perez then are going to be quite fast as we have this safety car out. Just a reminder of why we have the safety car is because I went for a very ambitious lunge on Charles Leclerc and I lost the rear end, missed my braking spot, hit a bit of grass, lost the rear end, went off at the centre S quite dramatically and somehow found a wall there to lose my front wing. I really thought I was going to make it just straight simply down the escape road, but that didn't happen. We now have a safety car here. But now I've got better tyres than everybody, so and we'll have 3 cars to overtake. We've got Russell. We'll have Russell, Norris and Leclerc to overtake. A little bit of drama in this race and a big mistake made. I do wonder whether my hards would have made it to the end. We'll never know now. But we do have this safety car. And it's going to bunch everything back up again. So we should be in for a crazy 18 laps to the end. definitely going to be worth watching.
Okay, let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back. Remember, we need to stay within 10
Just taking
car
another
lengths of
swig
the
of
next
drink
car.
there. I did fall quite far back of Russell, but we're now right back behind him. It's going to be interesting to see how those on softs move forward now towards the end of this race. Your current order is Leclerc, Verstappen, Norris, Russell, myself, Gasly, Perez. Trying to see who's behind that. It's Jenson Button, I think Lewis Hamilton behind that lot. Right, so the safety car that I caused should be in this lap, and it is. I'm going to make sure I don't hit Russell. I'm lucky that safety car came out, actually, because that could have been catastrophic for my race. I'm eager to get going again. Not allowed to do that, but here we go again. The Brazilian Grand Prix is underway. And we have just 18 laps to settle it. Russell's defending. Russell is defending, so we can't do anything about Russell here. And now we should have a run out of the long turn 4. Russell, it looks like, is almost trying to set up on Norris. That's not going to happen there though. And Verstappen getting close to Leclerc, but I do think that Verstappen still has damage, so he may not be able to get as close to Leclerc as he wants. Meanwhile, Russell's having a go, or thinking about having a go at Norris. We're going to try and go around the outside of Russell here. There's no room. And in fact, we're about to get shuffled out, potentially lose a place to Pierre Gasly. And look at Perez trying to make his way through. That's not happening. I'm showing Perez where he can go. And meanwhile, Verstappen starting to back this lot up, but so too is Norris. So I wonder if Norris has some kind of issue as well. Meanwhile, Perez and Button starting to have their own little battle here. But we need to try and get back through. We need to try and get back past Pierre Gasly and get a move on into this race. Right, Gasly first. Let's have a go. But Russell's having a go at Norris. Side by side we all go. This has all the hallmarkings of it ending in tears. And I've had to back out. Russell and Norris are still side by side. Let's try and go around the outside of Gasly. No way through there. But there might be a way through down the inside here. Is there a way through? Is there a way through all of them? Breathe in. And no, there is not. And in fact, we've hit Gasly as well. Gasly was side by side with. And are we going to get past him here? No, we are not. And Gasly's got damage. Gasly is damaged, I think, from all that. But now we're going to try and get past Norris, as Gasly has taken some damage. We're going to try and get past Norris, because he's clearly nursing something of his own down the inside of Norris. And Norris is fighting me back. Not today, sunshine. We retake P4 here. And next up, we're going after George Russell and Max Verstappen. But Charles Leclerc has well and truly taken off, and he is gone. So Leclerc is disappearing off into the distance at this stage. And we're starting to have a look at some of the guys around us.
Here's some information on Button for you. They've got some kind of mechanical problem.
Oh no! Our teammate has got a mechanical issue. Oh, that is rotten luck for Jenson. He does not need that. He was having a decent run in this race. But now Russell is catching Max Verstappen. And I tell you what, Leclerc is just disappearing more and more up the road. And look how slow Verstappen is round here. Look how much he's holding it all up. Verstappen just not having the pace through the slower corners. But I tell you what, I'm definitely got pace on George here. Oh, tell you what, is this move going to work? No, but it was certainly a daring one. I do think Norris is nursing some kind of issue as well, because Norris was quick earlier in this race, and suddenly all that pace has gone to naught. Right, lap 56, and we're now having a go at Russell, who should theoretically be having a go at Verstappen, but he isn't. Russell is on the inside, we're having to switch, and there's a yellow flag behind. I don't know what's happened. Is that going to be another safety car? I don't know. And I think that's Lewis Hamilton slowing down. I think that might be Lewis Hamilton in trouble. Yes, it is. Hamilton's out of the race, and George Russell now going past Max Verstappen. I want to try and get past him before I lose too much time behind the Red Bull. Having a look down the inside there, that's not going to work. But round the outside here might. Round the outside here might. No, I've gone out of road. I'm still trying an outside. Verstappen is proving very difficult to overtake here. Are we going to be able to get him straight down the inside? I think we should here. Max is not going to have the grip to fight me off, but he is having the grip to fight me off. And yeah, Max keeping that position there. But it's a matter now of going up the hill, and surely we're going to have a run on him. This is where it's going to happen, right here, right now, alongside Verstappen once again today. And we're making it work before we get to the yellow flag zone. And Verstappen, oh, getting back past me there, and I nearly lose the car. So there's a little bit of marbles on the circuit. Verstappen, for sure though, passing me in a yellow flag zone. I wonder if that's going to lead to a penalty coming up by his name. So far, no sign of it. And Pierre Gasly, who's pitted now, sets the fastest lap, so he's definitely on the move. Right, Verstappen should have a penalty for that, really, but we're going to go down the inside of Max here. And this time I was going to say this time we're through, but we're really not through. But we're still trying here. And Max is really trying my patience now, because I just want to get past this Red Bull. There's no way through there. But this is how much quicker we are. And Norris back on the battle. But Perez has not been able to catch up here. That's a surprise. I wonder if Red Bull have gotten the blower to Perez and said, right, hold this lot up. Right, here we go. Alongside Max. Here we go. We're finding a way through. And it's going to be down the inside. And this time, we are going to be clear of Max. No, we're not. There's contact. There's contact again, and my front wing is gone.
Right, drop your speed.
Fuck's sake, Max.
You're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Oh my god. For the second time, me and Max touch, and this time, I come off worse. But we do have a virtual safety car.
The new strategy available on the MFD.
Yeah, I can see the new strategy that's available on the MFD. Thanks for pointing that out. Does that strategy just have the hashtag Max Verstappen is a total wanker? Well, we've got a virtual safety car for the moment. Has Max fully lost his wing now? I don't know, but that's the second bit of contact today. And I got put. I'm lucky I'm still in the race, to be honest. I thought when I was hitting that wall, I thought my race was gonna be over, but we're still in this. And the virtual safety car, yeah, of course it's ending. And Verstappen is pitting. Verstappen is pitting. I'm pitting. Well, the stewards can sort that one out later for all I care. But it's a rotten day for all the contenders, as well as myself. Sorry guys, I've gone through 2 front wings in this race. A race that looked to be a sure thing on hard tyres has turned into anything but. And I've got to pass Verstappen again. But he's now on hard tyres, so that's going to be relatively easy, I think. And once I come out the pits, I'm straight away attacking him. Look how wobbly he is coming out of the pits. We're just going to go straight down the inside of Max there. And yep, that's P20. We've got a bit of a recovery to do now if we want points. I can't believe how dramatically wrong this race has gone. It looked like a sure thing for the win, really, didn't it? But that's now not happening. Charles Leclerc is about a mile out in front, but we're now going to push hard and try and recover what we can of this race. And I tell you what, a safety car right now would be quite handy, but I don't think we're going to get one. Right, let's push hard. We got Pierre Gasly next up the road. We got some nice fresh soft tyres to take us to the end, so we should be able to just push all the way here now, here at Sao Paulo.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 1.7 seconds.
First things first, we are catching Gasly, but Gasly can help us catch the others too. So Gasly running quite good pace in the Alpine. We've got 11 laps left to catch everybody. I think we can do it though. I think we should be able to at least secure a point from this race as we move into the closing stages of it. I think we're going to get a fastest lap here, you know. And I'm definitely shaping up to have a go at Gasly soon. Every time me and Max have gone wheel to wheel today, it's just ended in a collision. As we now get in the hunt for Gasly. I realise now I may have come across while Max was still there, but still, I'm pissed. Right, here we go. We should have a run on Gasly here. I think we are going to get this done, but close enough to just... Yeah, Gasly's not fighting that. Right, next up is Sargent and Tsunoda, and that'll be a couple of laps yet. But the pace we're running, it shouldn't take us too long. And then it's just a case of picking them off as and when we can. It's going to be interesting to see what the top 10 is in this race, that's for sure. And we've now got a second clear on Gasly. We head into the second sector of this lap. We don't improve on the middle sector predictably. The soft tyre is good for all of like one lap. But we have set the fastest lap of the race at 1:10.8. And I don't think anybody is beating that now. 9 laps to go. And I think we should catch some of these guys quite rapidly, so...
Okay, so the gap to the car ahead.
It's a race that went horribly wrong.
Seconds.
And we haven't had a win in a feature race since round 2, which is quite depressing when you think about it. Oh, that's not the corner. Really pushing to gain on this lot now. So I think that queue will be for points. I wonder who's fronting all of that. I wonder who the head of that queue is. Now I think we're going to be behind Sargent by the end of the next lap. So I do wonder who's fronting that queue. Just a moment of curiosity there. As they make up time on the straights thanks to the DRS. But I think we should be in that next time round. Well, Gasly might have Verstappen catching by the end, so Gasly may have to deal with Max coming through. Disappointing day for all the championship contenders. And I wonder, will a new driver make their way into the top 3 here? Look how slow this train is going round this section. Who is fronting it? what is going on? Because somebody's going very slowly. And we have, for all intents and purposes, a traffic jam here. And we're now going around the outside of Logan Sargent. This surely can't work. It doesn't. Cheers, Logan. I mean, he's quite wobbly there himself. I think Sargent should have given me a little bit more space there. But who is fronting this train? Because it's so slow. Right, Sargent's going to go defensive. I'm going to go to the outside. Brake later. Sargent won't fight me much there. We're ahead of Sargent now. But who is leading all this? Because whoever it is, their pace is nowhere as Sargent is right behind me. Don't even think about it, Logan. Do not even think about it. It will not work out for you. I think points are definitely on the cards here. God, look at the advantage we have. And we're going to get past 3 cars in one corner because of how... It's Perez fronting this train. Perez is just so slow, and that's holding this whole bunch of cars up. So that's 2 Red Bulls that have been slow here. As we now get ready to go for Carlos Sainz, I don't dare try it there. And Alonso half parking his car for a look up the inside. I don't think so, Fernando, sir. But what is going on here? Why is Perez so slow? I think someone's having a go at him here. I don't know if they're going 3 wide into turn 1, but that's a scary idea. That just surely can't work. As we try and position ourselves for another attack, it's not happened there. This is a full-on traffic jam we've got here. Oh, trying not to hit anyone. We're going to go down the inside of Sainz here. Let's get him out the way.
Great manoeuvre.
We may be able to take another couple of cars here. No, it'll just be Perez. Not Perez, sorry, Albon. Alex, do not fight this one. Trust me, you don't want to. We're going to try Ricciardo here too. But wow, Perez is... What is he causing? We've got 5 laps to go here and we're back in the points. If we can pass Bottas, which I think we should be able to do without too much difficulty. As I now go alongside Valtteri. We should be past him here. I'm going to brake a bit later. And Bottas trying to stick it out. It's not worked. And we've got the position. Right. And Ricciardo's now clear of Bottas. We're now going to try and get past Perez, who's on Hulkenberg. That can't work, surely, but it does, because Perez just has so much speed in that Red Bull. And that's just causing this whole thing to hold up further. Because he's got no speed in the corners, but he's got so much speed on the straights. As we now try Hulkenberg, and I'm just going to dive Perez there and get through him. I've lost patience now. I'm going back after Ocon. But wow, what was that traffic jam? What was that? As we now move ourselves into 7th. We should be able to get Esteban Ocon by the end. There's 4 laps to go and 2.5 seconds to catch. We're on much fresher tyres. But that is the weirdest traffic jam I've ever seen on this game. Just everybody round there going so slowly.
2.4 seconds.
Hulkenberg now moves himself up into 9th, so he's looking good for a couple of points. Perez might have another attack on him here, you know. Right, where are we? 4 laps to go in this race. And we're catching Ocon at a vast rate of knots. So we should be past him relatively soon. I don't know if Stroll's going to be catchable. I think that might be too tall an order, but to recover the 7th after how things looked at one point, I will take that. One driver I didn't see while going through all that was Jenson Button. So, is he still in the top 5? Has he snuck his way to holding a top 5 position here? Perez has definitely lost out to Hulkenberg now, and I wonder, is Ricciardo going to have a go? So I think Ricciardo is the next car. Yes, Ricciardo's going to have a go. And Daniel Ricciardo might be on for a point here. But we're now on to take 7 because we're going to try and pass Ocon. And we already have the fastest lap point. We are going to pass Ocon. Move done, job done. Next up is Stroll. There's Button in 5th, and Jenson Button in P5. Despite having an issue at one point in this race, doing a stunning job. As we're now pushing hard to try and catch up to Lance Stroll, I do think that's going to be too tall an order this close to the end of the race, but why shouldn't we have a go? Why should we not have a go to try and get P6? The gap is 3 seconds. If we do good, we may be able to sneak some DRS on the last lap. I wonder if Leclerc is still leading this race or if Russell managed to take it. I do wonder. We'll find out very soon. But right now, my mission is catch the Aston Martin in front of me, try and pass him. The gap is 2.2 seconds. I think we're going to get a bit of DRS on the last lap here, you know. Stroll's going to come under pressure. He's on for a good result here and a nice haul of points. But I'm looking to just reduce that point haul by a couple of points. 1.6 is the gap. It's definitely doable, isn't it? It's definitely doable at the speed we have in comparison to Stroll. Button is too far up the road. Stroll is not, however. And I can see the Aston Martin right there in my sights. The problem is, though, it's making it count. Right, we've got to get the perfect run out of Yunsao, which we have done. 9/10 now is the gap. We've got DRS coming. We've also got overtake, but we're going to run out of that. It's not going to happen here. But if we can just get the center S right, we might have a chance down the straight. I don't think we're going to have a chance down the straight, though. Ooh, I don't know. 3 tenths, 2 tenths. Sod it, down the inside we go, and we're going to make that work, and we have made it work. Up into P6. It's Oscar Piastri in P4 from Stone Dead last on the grid. How do you like that? Oscar Piastri in P4. I didn't expect to see that. What a drive it's been from him. And what a podium it's going to be. But who wins out today? I think it's going to be Charles Leclerc. And after a rotten start to this alternative universe, this equal car campaign, I do believe that Charles Leclerc is going to cross the line and win this Brazilian Grand Prix. We're not seeing a winner yet. I still haven't seen a winner. What's going on? I have not seen a winner, but I assume it is Charles Leclerc. We get P6. No winner came up for us there, so I'm not sure who's won.
So another excellent...
And it is Charles Leclerc.
Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Wow, Charles Leclerc takes a much-needed win to really shoot his campaign in the arm. It's been a very, very rough season for him. But at the 8th time of asking, Charles takes the win, George Russell gets second, and Lando Norris securing P3. Oscar Piastri from 21st on the grid. I thought he was last, I apologise, I think Alonso was 22nd. But from 21st finishes 4th. And then it's Jenson Button 5th, despite nursing some issues. And we managed to get 6th. But this just shows the tyre advantage we had in the end, because Pierre Gasly was the only driver to get into the 111s lapped in lap time. I think Gasly had a stop right near the end actually, but he was the only one to get into the 111s other than myself who got the 110s, and everybody else is in the 12s or 13s. But let's have a look at the championship standings. I tell you what, this is looking pretty tasty now, isn't it? 5 drivers even within a race win worth of points. Lewis Hamilton leading the way. We're second on 129. Russell moves up to 3rd ahead of Verstappen. Lando Norris is 5th. Piastri is 6th, and he's a bit further behind. Leclerc moves ahead of his teammate Carlos Sainz, and he really breaks himself into the top 10 with that result actually. Alonso is 9th, and Perez is still in the top 10. Jenson Button just outside. And we welcome Daniel Ricciardo to the point. So it's just the 2 Alfa Romeos and Sargent to score. And Hulkenberg adds to his points tally, of course. Which means in the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes still running away with it. McLaren are second, but we have tied with Red Bull. Well, that was a entertaining race, wasn't it? For the first half, it looked like I was going to win out on strategy. But then when I took on the hards, I tell you what, I had a real fight on my hand. And I think my mistake was just how hard I was fighting them. Because in the end, I lost my front wing. And then when trying to make my way back through, me and Verstappen had another collision, which I think... I don't know. Max, I got hit off. And yeah, that was that. But it certainly makes things tasty in the championship moving forwards. We got 5 feature races to go. Who is going to win out next time? Let's find out what your next feature race will be. And it's going to be Las Vegas with rain in the sprint. That will keep things entertaining, won't it? But until then, it is TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Take care, guys. I'll see you all very soon.